Good morning, good evening to stamp collecting funners. It is another beautiful day in paradise where we are surrounded by stamps and sunshine here in the UK, so all is well. This is Peter reporting for duty to do a little bit of a... Well, first of all, we'll have a look at we'll do a little bit of a drawing and then we'll have a look at some stamps. So what's going on here, I ask? Well, the mouse is still there. They've had a new stamp. There's smoke coming out of a chimney. I'm not going to be offensive, but we've had some changes recently, and I thought I would try and reflect the change. If there's a new Pope, surely people could celebrate having a new stamp. I know it's, I'm trying to be funny. Maybe I'm failing. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments. Sun's shining anyway, and we've got a busy city, and we've got people. And we've also got a man holding a stamp, and he's asking what's going on with this. You get the idea. So that's another one added. I'm going to try and do a so-called funny every day and add it to this. So what am I looking at today? Stamps, obviously. But I found this box in the garage. And it was full of postcards, some used, some unused, and some wrapped up unused. So I took out of them those that had been through the mail, because we talk about stamps and we talk about mail here. So I thought we'd have a look at some examples of what we've got. See what stamps are like. Now in the UK we used to go on holiday to the seaside, things like that, and we'd always send a postcard home. Always. We'd have a list of people that we would send postcards to. Our mums, our dads, our grandparents, our children, our children's children, our friends. So we'd have a list of people, and the first thing we would do when we would arrive is to go to the post office, buy a load of postcards, not that many, but about that many, and enough stamps, and then we'd sit on the beach and write them and send them. Does that happen today? I believe it doesn't. Because first of all, try to get a postcard. Ooh, that is tough. Anyway, we'll have a little look what I've managed to get over the last, whenever I got these. I don't even know when I got these. And we'll see what we can find. Well, here we've got an old stamp, an old King Edward VII. So this looks like 1909. 20th, no, the 2nd of 20th, I don't know. Well, it's from Ealing West, anyway. Presumably there's an Ealing East. And this postcard has at one time cost somebody 5p to buy. And it's wishing you a happy Christmas and so it's Christmas tide. Happy New Year, lots of love from Eleanor to Miss Healy. That's lovely, isn't it? And it's sent to West Ealing. So yes. So it's arrived in it's been cancelled in West Ealing. That's fairly interesting. Does Wardock Road still exist? Florence House. Interesting, isn't it? And also the other interesting thing is it's local. So it's a little bit cheaper. It's only a halfpenny. How about that, eh? Wow. And this is in 1909. And the penny black was when? Way back when. And they're still only using a halfpenny. So inflation was not that big a deal, I suggest, back in those days. It most certainly is now, Stanley. It most certainly is. Though they try to keep a lid on it more recently. Next, what's on the other side of it? Let's look on the other side. It's actually got Beautiful Britain. Beautiful Britain. And this is Ullswater, which is one of the lakes in the Lake District up in Cumbria. Cumbria, Westmoreland, Lancashire, very north. That's very nice indeed. Okay, we'll start here now. The Broads National Park. There's a Broad, and here's you know, lots of things going on in water, boats, ducks and drakes, I'm sure, and people sunbathing. That's when we used to have sun. What am I complaining about? We've had nothing but sun recently. So that looks pretty beautiful, doesn't it? And what stamp have we got? Well, we got a damaged, I'm afraid. And again, 50p this cost. So we got a damaged stamp. It's a bit of a bend there. But one of the old Queen's heads there, Machins, I think they're called. Or machines. I'm sure somebody will correct me with regards to the pronunciation. I think it's Machins. So I'm trying to find the year. 1991, posted in Norwich, Norfolk. It was cancelled 8th of August, height of the summer, 1991. We'll see where this all takes us. To the family Yates. How lovely. In Barnet. And here we don't have a stamp. We have a cancel almost. So is this an official thing? All British production. Great Britain postage paid stamp. This is. Burley House, Honeymoon Chalet Hotel Bournemouth, 1972. So they've put this in, and it's been, you know, it's been pre-cancelled, is it, or postage paid already? What are we looking at here? Well, Bournemouth is Dorset, and here we have Corfe Castle Village, and it's in Dorset. Wow, that looks nice. We sincerely hope that it hasn't been knocked down because it looks untidy and built a parking lot or anything like that. Corfe Castle and Village. I'm sure it must be protected. That's nice. Fantastic. And the stamp, you know, when is a stamp, not a stamp? Post office preferences, a fixed stamp here. Yeah, so we didn't have one there. We've got another, this time is the 11p stamp. So that's gone up from, this was a second class, by the way, so this has got still the price of the stamp, 11.5p, excuse moi. And this is posted to Bournemouth, Boscombe actually, in Bournemouth. And we went to Barnstaple Market yesterday and we have seen Watermouth Castle and the Old Corn Mill. Most of the time it is raining. There's a surprise. And blowing a gale. But we are still having a nice time. That's the British holiday. Ilfracombe, cancelled in Ilfracombe, a beautiful part of the country. 1981. And as you can see, it's to Helen and Horace from Leslie and Bron. Friends rather than relations. Here we have Old Marsh Cottage, Lee Bay in Ilfracombe. This place presumably was a tourist attraction and maybe would still be today if we would care to look it up. Here we have an Eastbourne Council. 1905, the Old King again. Acton Up, Bermuda Laundry. How about that, eh? 64 Bill Hill Road. I'm not sure about the addresses, but we'll turn it over just to have a look. Oh, another castle. Pevensey Castle. Yeah, Pevensey Castle. Lara, ivy growing around. You know, these ruins went to rack and ruin and they were just left for hundreds of years. There was no such thing as tourism, and then, you know, people started to move around and people suddenly decided and found that these old ruins were suddenly attracting people. So that's quite nice. Is there anything? We won't read that. A 7p stamp. That's quite nice. Dear Kitty and Arthur, very warm here. Again, a whole. Oh, look at this. So we have an old pier, 2 piers actually, and it's again Bournemouth. So I seem to have picked up quite a bit of Bournemouth stuff. The pier and bay in Bournemouth. Time is moving on, so let's see if we can find something a little bit different, maybe. Well, here is a different stamp. So I'd say George the Fifth. That one is. And it's to Riverside in Cardiff. And it's Dear Gwen, so it's to Gwen, and it's from Joy. Joy to the world. And what are we looking at here? Cheddar Gorge. How gorgeous is that? High Rocks Cheddar. So there's lots of caves, and there's an old caver. Wow, that is wonderful. Great Bandwidth. That looks lovely, doesn't it? Down to the sea. A lovely walk down to the sea. What are we doing for stamps here? 19p, so quite a modern one. 1994 to the Arnolds in Hampshire. Yeah, lovely. This would be a Wilding stamp. To Wootton Stores, Link Wootton Stores, me beauty, in Warwick. 1963 from Bournemouth, or it's Gwen again, so it's sent from Bournemouth. The pleasure gardens, look at those, look at the pleasure. Look at the gardens, look at the colour. We just hope it's not a car park. Oh, an older one here. So 1911, June 28th, 1:45 p.m, Newbury. Centre Bradford, Thomas Road, Bradford, Middlesex. A simple arrived safely. Had to have boy to carry bag. Had 20 minutes to wait. Ah, poor hen. Yes, so she arrived and she needed assistance. And this is quite an old card. Oxford Street, Reading. I wonder if there's a Reading Street in Oxford. And here we have, I bet it's not like that now. I bet. And we're having a finally moment, I think. So we've got King here, the old King George VI, second classer. Oh, well, sorry, a 2p stamp. Cost somebody 50p. Mr. and Mrs. Ling. Westwood View. Glaring Gardens, Leek, Staffordshire. Leek, me duck. Most glorious sight. So pleased to have letter. You both look all right. Yeah, lovely. And on the other side, we've got, how appropriate, because I live, yes, Capel Kirrig, Snowdon, North Wales. A view down to Capel Kirrig. Yeah, that's been at one of the lakes in North Wales where I am. So we've got, some nice stuff. Here's one without a stamp, but writing on it. What's going on here? And this would be Monach Falls, Devil's Bridge, Aberystwyth Way, I believe. I think it was sent to a McWhirter. Yes. So some nice stamps and some nice pictures there. So that would be about it for now. Just an example of these. These will go back in the box and probably back in the garage. And we'll have just finding this one here. Again, it's somewhere near to me. Fairy Glen, Better Sir Coed. That's beautiful, isn't it? So postcards were a big thing back in the day. People still collect them. I obviously was interested in them 20 years ago since I've seen these, maybe even 30. That's it for now. Do you collect postcards? Do you collect some of the stamps, or are you purely stamps? Or whatever. Let us know. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy today. Stamp collecting is fun. Peter, signing out. Ding dong.